When I first moved to America in 2017, I was so homesick and I would cry and I just like didn't know what I was doing.
If you're confused, I have no idea what I'm doing.
First thing is I'm using a new camera right now. I don't know if you can tell the difference in the quality. We have been using our current vlog camera since 2018, I'm pretty sure. So we upgraded and we're trying something new. I had the sweetest morning with Micaiah. We played and we went on a walk and it was just so nice. I'm going to go to Staples first to look for some journaling supplies. I mentioned in my last video that we have been taking every Saturday as a phone-free Saturday. And I mean, we've only done it 3 times since the new year has started. But it has been amazing and like we love it so much, and I think it also really helps my like goal and intention of being more present with Gabe and Micaiah. I've been reading and scrapbooking on those Saturdays and it's been so nice, along with the release of my journal, which has been so overwhelming, and just going through my story tags and seeing you guys fill out the journal. It's very overwhelming and I'm just so honored that you guys are loving it. When I started making Micaiah's scrapbook, it kind of made me want to start a bullet journal again. I have started a couple bullet journals and I feel like I have stopped every time because I've gotten a little overwhelmed with it. Like, I love them. I feel like I see the potential of how cute bullet journals can be on Pinterest and stuff, and I'm like, I want mine to look like that. And I think just with how time consuming it is to make it look really cute, which is worth it in the end because it looks amazing, I find that I don't stick with it, and I think I just need to create some layouts that are very doable and realistic for me. So first up, we're going to Staples. Time to find a journal. Little notebooks. I guess it's 1 page maybe, and then you scan it. It's like a smart notepad. Graph. I feel like that's the minute. I'm all done. I had the cutest cashier, a sweet older man. We did have to do the transaction twice. Something messed up the first time and he felt bad, and I was like, no rush. He was so sweet. Okay, I think I said in my last video about being a journal girly with my guided journal. I'm gonna have my guided journal and then this regular bullet journal. How is it already the end of January? Like, how is that possible? Okay, this is quite bright. This new camera, I just don't... Okay, what am I doing? Staples haul! I ended up going with graphed journal. So it looks like, you know, like grid paper in maths in high school. This isn't the usual bullet journal layout. Usually it's the dots. But I just have a feeling that this is going to be easier for me to use and neater. I want to actually journal in this and write. Having the lines, even though it's a grid, it's going to be easier for me, I think. I hope I don't regret it. But it's a really nice, flexible cover. I got some markers. I love some pens. Double-ended fiber tip pens. There just is a really nice color selection, especially these up here. It's very sunset. And then the last thing I got are some envelopes, because I've been doing this in Micaiah's scrapbook. It was just a really sweet and simple way to put like letters that we've written to her. So I feel like this will be a cute addition to some pages if I like want to journal, and I can just put it in an envelope on the page. That's all I got. I wanted to keep it really simple. Even when I started Micaiah's scrapbook, I redid a couple pages because the first couple pages that I was doing, I was trying to make it, I think I was trying too hard. Like, I was trying to make it very scrapbooky, and I think my style is just simple. I changed it and now I'm so much more happy with the style. It's very simple and cohesive. I'm gonna drive home now, but stop by one of my favorite Aussie cafes on the way home. Maybe grab a meat pie or something Aussie for the road. I cannot believe we're in January now. I moved to America in January of 2017 and we are now in January of 2023. I've lived in America for 6 years. Who would have thought? Let's have a chat when I have a meat pie. So I'll see you then. Okay. Got my lunch. I'll give you an Aussie lunch haul. I first got, I got a chai latte with almond milk, which is kind of my go-to hot drink if I'm not having a cup of tea. Oh, I definitely should have gotten a knife and fork. This might be messy. And then I got a beef meat pie, an Aussie delicacy with some tomato sauce. And then, just like for a little dessert, I got an Anzac cookie. Anzac cookie is like an oatmeal cookie is probably the closest thing. It's just its own amazingness. The fact that I can just drive in Nashville, like drive around in my town and get some Aussie food, I think I smile about it every single day. I guess we're gonna have a little mukbang with an Aussie meat pie. I just don't know how I'm going to eat this with no cutlery. I'll try my best. It kind of hit me the other day that I moved here 6 years ago, and I don't know exactly how I feel about that. I think every day I miss Australia, and I think there'll always be a part of me that like I always want to be in Australia. I just love it. It's my home, my family's there, but I've married Gabe and our work was here. Like it just made sense for us to move to America. Well, not here to live in America, you know what I mean. Now 6 years down the road, we are now in Nashville, Tennessee. And I think when I first moved to LA in 2017, if you had said that to me, that I would end up in Nashville, I'd be like, what are you talking about? It's like such an answered prayer. And I think one of the main things I tell people that I love about Nashville is the Aussie community, which I just don't know why, but there's so many Aussies here. Two really big churches here in Nashville are both led by Aussie pastors. I feel like everywhere I go, I meet an Aussie, and it's just so heartwarming. And I was telling Gabe recently that I think that's just such an answered prayer in itself, because for years, especially when I first moved in 2017, I was so homesick, and going through my residency journey, I wasn't able to leave America, so I didn't go home for 2.5 years. It was just so confusing. I just like wanted to go home, and I was just praying and praying. And I think what's really cool is all these years later, now I am in a place that is probably the most like home that I'll get in America. Los Angeles and New York have Aussies for sure, and they also have like Aussie cafes. I think there's more here. Like there's so many Aussies here. And even in the last week, Gabe and I went to coffee shops and met Aussies and like got their numbers, and that's just so funny to me. And maybe this sounds so silly, but it's like a very small thing that means a lot to me. And I think it's like a small answered prayer that I now am just like surrounded by Aussie things, Aussie cafes, Aussie people, Aussie churches. So it's really cool. Anyway, okay, I'll take a bite of this pie. This is good content. So good. I think there's just something about that feeling of home that I'll always miss. I think a big part of it is my family. All my family are still there. It's almost like I want to pick up Nashville and place it in Australia. I think that is the best of both worlds. Why don't I do some pros and cons? Because now I've lived here for quite a couple years. So let me see. I think I started to write some down. The pros of living in America. I said amazing travel. And I think that comes from always wanting to go to America as a kid. Like I'm sure Americans might say the same thing about Australia, is that the travel would be amazing there, which it is. But here I just think it's so exciting that there's so many cool places to travel to. LA, New York, Nashville, Miami, the Grand Canyon, all the beautiful national parks. There's so many cool places to travel here. Or even being like living in America, it's so much quicker to travel to the UK, for example. I think from Florida, it's like a 7 or 8 hour flight. Compared to Australia, I feel like it would take you a whole day. So definitely being on this side of the world is a pro in terms of travel. Not that Gabe and I have gone anywhere yet, but when we do, it's going to be very convenient being on this side of the world. I would say another pro is amazing work opportunities, which I sort of mentioned before it made sense for us to move here. There is much more in terms of like influencer marketing and advertising and stuff, and even entertainment, like Gabe getting into acting, and if we wanted to do any music, the industry here is a lot bigger. So you have a lot more opportunity here. So it made a lot more sense for us to come here rather than for us to move there and have our business there. My next pro that I said is amazing churches, and especially here, there's like churches everywhere here in Nashville, but we were really blessed. Everywhere we've lived so far, LA, Florida, and now Nashville, we have found incredible churches with like really solid teaching. There are a lot of pros. Like living here is very fun. So I'll say some cons, but like don't take them personally. My first con is the beaches. I would say 100% Aussie beaches are better than America beaches. Obviously, Hawaii is incredible and beautiful, but I would say for the most part, when I think about Californian beaches and Florida beaches, Australia tops it, like very easy. The beaches in Australia are just stunning. White sand, blue water. I find that the beaches here are just really long, whereas the beaches in Australia are like, a lot of them are kind of like that, if you know what I mean. Another con about America, I would say, is that I prefer Aussie food. Being in Australia, I just feel like I have so many options, so many like really good options fresh options. In terms of restaurants and cafes, they do a really good job of like gluten-free, dairy-free, vegan options. I just love Aussie food. Also, hence me eating Australian food for lunch. I love like the fresh fruit and veggie. I don't know. I just love Aussie food. The last con I said is obviously my family. I think that is the biggest con, is that my family are all so far away. Having them here for Christmas was so good. Kind of like a tease, because I just wish they lived here. I am grateful though that we have the means to travel back and visit them and that they can come visit us. But I think especially now having a daughter, it's even harder. I just want her to be with my family every single day, grow up with them, and we FaceTime a lot, and we have, my voice cracked. We have a group chat where I like send pictures and videos every day, so they like get a bunch of updates. But that is definitely the biggest con. But I think in general, I have come a really long way. Sorry, I also know this is such a ramble. Like, this clip is so long. From when I first moved to America in 2017, I was so homesick and I would cry and I just like didn't know what I was doing. It was such a big change. I was going from my room in my parents' house in Brisbane to a completely new country with my husband. I definitely couldn't have done it without him. Nashville has just been the best move for us and we are just so happy here. That said, I'm going to eat my pie. This was a really nice hangout. Mukbang, I took 2 bites. Okay, I just sat on Pinterest while Micaiah was napping and just looked up like really simple journal spreads that I feel like is just going to be realistic for what I'm looking to do, and there is so much on Pinterest. So I have a bunch of stuff saved here that I'm definitely going to take some inspiration from. That is so cute. I'm so excited to get started. Micaiah just woke up from her nap, so I don't think I'll be able to start it yet, but hopefully at some point today I'll be able to just sit down and like start one page. I'm going to get my nails done. I last got these done while my mum was in town over a month ago. Last minute chose like a purple, you can't even see, which was nice, but I really just want to do something very natural and neutral. Maybe like a light layer of a light pink or something like that, and shorter and probably square, like a different shape. I find that like long nails, especially with a baby, is so inconvenient. Last time I vlogged getting my nails done, I got something that was out of my comfort zone. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go safe. Although I ended up really liking those red tip nails that were out of my comfort zone. I loved them actually. But I'm just going to do something simple, something basic. It's cold here in Nashville today. It was snowing a bit this morning, which is still so crazy that we could just wake up some days in the winter and it'll be snowing. So bizarre. My appointment is in 10 minutes. So I'm going to go in now and get my colors picked and stuff like that. I also brought my Kindle with me. I did that last time I went by myself, read the whole time, and it was such a joy. At the moment, I'm reading book 3 of the Inheritance Game series, which I saw so much about for so long. I guess I didn't even read what the premise of the book was about, and I just knew it was called the Inheritance Games, and silly me thought it was something like the Hunger Games, like action-y. I never read, or I've never seen the Hunger Games or anything like that, so that's why I didn't read it for so long, because I didn't even read what it was about, and I just assumed. If you don't know, the Inheritance Games is very mysterious and it's so good. I'm on my 3rd book. The first 2 are 5 stars for me. I love the storyline. This one I feel like I'm getting into a little slower, but I think it's starting to pick up. Also, I do get questions on this. I've posted about this on Instagram. I think the brand is Strapsicle. It's an Aussie small business. I got this in Secret Santa this year. I know it's on American Amazon as well as Australian Amazon, so if I remember, I'll leave a link down below. You also don't need both straps on. I just keep them on because I find it really convenient. No dropping, so like I'll just be laying and my hands are always, it kind of just reminds me of like a pop socket or something for your phone. I'm gonna go read, get my nails done. Happy Thursday. Very happy with my nails. I did want them more like transparent, like a very natural, just light coat. That's okay. I'm still happy with what I got. This is Funny Bunny dip powder. I'm going to open some packages. First thing, I got an Everlywell indoor and outdoor allergy test. This has a much longer story attached to it. Maybe I will put this in my next vlog, why I need to do this and stuff. This next package is from Baby Noomi, which is a baby brand. Oh, they send out the cutest packages. This says Happy Valentine's Day, Micaiah, sending love always, the Baby Noomi team. That is so cute. This is the first one. Also, how is she this big? This is a 3 to 6. Like how? Where does the time go? That's so cute. Oh, thank you guys. That is so adorable. Cute. Okay, this is from Seed. Nice. Sweatshirt. So Seed, I've heard so much about. It's a probiotic and a prebiotic supplement. I'm really excited to try it. Thank you, Seed. By the way, I started my journal. I feel like realistically in this current season of life, I'll be able to work on this either like on Saturdays while Makai's napping or just at night after she's gone to sleep. I'm out of breath because I just got this from downstairs. I have like ideas in my head for some spreads, some pages, so I'm gonna keep working on it. I will keep you guys updated, but my one page so far is just like a year at a glance type page. Milo is moving the camera, which turned out cute. And then on this page, I will have the months like broken down properly, like what is happening in each month, because this is really just like the dates and the days. I'm excited to keep working on it, but it's so time consuming, which is why like things like my guided journal, not to toot my own horn, but that's why things like that is so easy because it's already set up for you and you're just like filling in rather than like literally starting from scratch. But I kind of love that too. I love both. So in the mornings, I have been doing a little devotion while I pump with Makai right there. She's awake. She's like playing. It's a good time for me to get a little reading in the morning. Yesterday's was so good that I thought I would share it. I did share it on my Instagram, so if you follow me on there, I'll be repeating myself a little bit, but basically it was around the idea of simplicity. I can't remember the Bible verse or like the passage that I was reading, but the past couple of weeks, I have really been trying to focus on simplicity, ways that we can simplify our life, whether it's simplifying our wardrobe, simplifying our home decor, simplifying our schedule. I think just a simplified life is a more peaceful life. So it's been something that I've been trying to focus on and definitely an intention for the year. So I'll just read you the quotes and maybe something will stick with you. Okay, so the first quote is from Joshua Becker. The intentional promotion of the things we most value and the removal that distracts us from them. The next quote is, it's limiting the number of possessions, expenses, activities, and social obligations to a level where we are free to live joyfully in the kingdom with Jesus. And that's John Mark Comer. And then the question for the devotion was, what are some helpful things about stepping into this place of simplicity? Cultivating a deep appreciation for the things around us, the simple pleasures. Ultimately, less is more. I am going to go get ready for date night. We try to do date nights once a week, which has been really nice. Just me and Gabe, we'll like go get food or something. It's not very long, but just that quality time together is so good. So if you have kids, even if you don't have kids, date night is really important. Intentionally making that time for each other, to check in with each other and to have fun with each other. But especially having kids, I feel like it's so easy to be consumed and to become on this like not teammate level, but kind of something like that, like you're both kind of just working together to raise this baby, but you also need to remember to like intentionally, I don't know, spend time, quality time together, be lovey with each other. So I hope you guys are doing good and having a good week. I'll see you in my next vlog. Bye.